Jabari is here live with you every Tuesday, coming to you, talking about what's your self-talk and how I want you to continue to embrace that question, but embracing that question so you can ask yourself, am I choosing positive over growth? Am I choosing to be more of who I want to be or less who I want to be? Do I want to have a growth mindset or if I want to have a fixed mindset? So today we're talking about the famous topic, money, right? Everybody love money. Let's talk about money. I may have a guest that's going to join me, but we'll see. But the reason I wanted to talk about money today is because I think first is that a lot of us have different approaches when it comes to money. A lot of us have a different understanding when it comes to money. So I am going to be talking about money from a entrepreneur mindset. Muse, what's going on, man? Muse, man. Thank you for joining. So I'm going to talk to you, and if you have any questions, you always just throw it out there. So Muse, throw you out there, man. I appreciate you. Show me some love. Appreciate you, Muse. All right. So I want to help you view money and understand, like, as an entrepreneur, and if you're in sales, that's big. You're an entrepreneur because you are having to manage everything. So I'm speaking from my perspective, entrepreneur. So first, how do you use money? That's what I need you to understand. Do you use money to allow you just to get by? Do you use money to just get your basic necessities, or do you use money to help you get to an end result? I want you to think about that for a minute. Do you use money just to help, get your basic needs, or are you using money to help get you to an end result? So I was reading a book. It's by Anik Singo. I'm saying this name wrong. He wrote this book called Escape. And so he talks about how to escape from the employee mindset and get to the entrepreneur mindset. And I love why he was talking about that, because he tells you that this is a mental thing that you have to work through, but also you have to understand some of the choices that you have to make and how you have to start training your mind differently. So this is what I'm going to talk about with you today. So first, he talked about, how employees view money. So he said, well, how does employees view money? So they view money as, let me get this up for you. They view money as a means to buy things, needed for survival. So think about that. Is if the reason that you use your money is just a means to buy things that you need to survive, then what kind of mindset is that going to build inside of you? That the only reason that you need money or that you turn to money is just to survive. Then how are you ever going to really have something else? Or how are you really going to strive towards things that's going to maybe that's allowing you to not always just to survive? Like, who wants to just survive this life? Like, I just want to have a job. I just want to get through today. I just want to get through this week. I want to get through this month. Like, why would you just want to have money for that reason? And he said this to be true. Now, this is most employees. And so he even goes in to talk about how most of the time how people use money is just to, get instant gratification. And that's why it's so hard for people to escape the rat race, of always having a job or doing things that you don't want to do, but you have to, you provide for your family. And that is the reason. And that's how you look at money. So if you look at money that way, then guess what happens is when you want to change that and you like, man, I want to do more for my family. I want to do more. I want to provide more. I want to have more. I want to do more. But you still have this mentality that, well, the only mindset I have is what? Money is a means to buy things for survival. That's it. And so when you have that mentality, that employee mentality, like, I need money just to survive, then that's the only reason you're going to turn to work. And then if you just get enough money to survive, then guess what? You're done. You're finished. That's the only reason you're going to use money. And I think this is, a lot of us have that mentality because we're not taught how to view money. When we grow up in college and when we go take our classes, they give us a lot of theories and concepts. But they don't really teach you how to use money. They don't teach you, to really go for the dreams that you want, have the big house, have the beautiful wife, have the beautiful kids, have the lovely and successful business. They don't teach you about all that. So I am. And then 2, I'm going to go into how entrepreneurs view money. And true entrepreneurs, I would say, understand this. Now, there's going to be different levels of entrepreneurs, so I want you to stick with me so that you can understand it and see where I'm coming from as far as altogether in the context I'm presenting this. So first, let's say, how do entrepreneurs view money? Let's get this over here. So how do entrepreneurs view money? Well, they view money as a means to end. So let's think about that. As an entrepreneur, they use money as a vehicle. So it's something that they can use to invest in themselves. Think about all the successful people that you know. How many people did you know buy coaches or invest in programs, books, or courses, training to better themselves? Because people who understand that they want more and they want to do more, first, they invest in themselves. And that's how they use money. They understand that money is supposed to be meant for a means to end. Now, everybody's situation is different. And what he was talking about in his book is that it's hard for people who may have gone from an employee mindset or who are embracing an employee mindset and going down to an actual entrepreneur mindset. Willie, what's going on, man? Appreciate you, Willie. Just seen you not too long ago. So there you go. All right. And so an entrepreneur mindset is hard for people to understand. All right, how am I supposed to use money? First is to learn to invest in yourself. If you invest in yourself, then guess what? You gain more confidence. And 2, you start gaining people who understand where you're at. You start getting around like-minded people. See, an entrepreneur get around other people who understand, like, hey, if you want to do more, you want to be more, and you want to provide more for your family, you want to provide peace of mind, financial freedom, then I'm going to invest in myself, in the programs, in the things that's going to help me get to that point, instead of embracing that employee mindset I was talking about. Because when you do that, then you believe that those ideas that everybody say, you listen to the YouTube videos, you hear people like Grant Cardone, God, who else is out there? Les Brown. I mean, people that's coming off, I can't think of anybody's name right now, but just anybody who tells you invest in this, invest in that. The reason that they're telling you that is because when you invest in yourself, then guess what happened? You start to see the end, as in, I don't have to always just go to work. I don't have to always just do things that I don't want to do in order to keep my lights on. Because it's a mindset. And when you start making the necessary choices and spending your time correctly, then what happens is you start to get more confidence and understanding of this. This is not something that I just got overnight. This is something that it took time. I had to constantly invest in myself. I was just having a conversation with my wife before we even started this. And I told her, one of the mistakes that I actually made from years ago when it came to our finances. And she was like, you're going to make mistakes when it comes to money. And that is so true. And I was glad she said that. Willie said, I'm glad I found your podcast. Yeah, Willie actually just got a chance with this job. He was actually just walking around my house and he seen my setup. And so, Willie, I'm glad you did too, man. Thank you very much for being able to join me. So ask yourself, employee mindset or entrepreneur mindset? Now you have to ask yourself where you're at. And there's nothing wrong with it. If you are that person who just want to get by and who just want to survive, i.e., if this sometime isn't employed, that's why we want to have the benefits. That's why we want to make sure we guarantee we have all the checks that's coming in on a weekly basis. That's fine. If that's the way that you want to live, that is absolutely fine. More power to you. But if you're that person that really say that I want to be an entrepreneur, I'm that person that really wants to work for some form to the end, to with a means to an end. If I want to get to that point, if you want to get to that point, then ask yourself, how am I using my money right now? If somebody told you to spend $2,000 on some type of course, would you do that? Even if you had the money, say you had the money, and they said, hey, if you do this and you apply these concepts, then you can be able to get 2 times this amount. Would you do that? So it's a difference between those different mindsets, and understanding what you need to do to start getting the results you want. It starts first with viewing money the right way. And then it starts with understanding that you have to put yourself around the programs, the environment, and the people that believe that and that lives it out. It's one thing that somebody can tell you, hey, do this, do that. But it's another thing that the same person is saying do this and do that, that they're doing it in their lives. That is the thing that I think that makes people who earn credibility, that you can trust, and that you can believe more. Because anything that they tell you, you believe it because you know that they are actually living out that for themselves in their life. So, thank you for joining me. Willie, thank you so much. Austin, thank you for joining me. I want to make sure that every time I come to you, I just give you some good information, some ideas, and sometimes some experts, sometimes special guests, and just talk about things that's going to help you grow, that's going to move you past where you are, embracing that growth mindset, and also start getting the results you want in your life. So when it comes to money, ask yourself, am I willing to invest in myself? Am I willing to do what I need to do with money and stop looking for instant gratification and start maybe being a little bit more patient and putting money to use so that I can eventually start getting the end results that I want? It's more time with my family. That's to travel with my family. That's to be able to not worry about bills. Whatever that is, spend the time to do that. And thank you for watching. Share this with one person. Somebody that you think that's going to really listen and understand where I'm coming from. So you know that question. I need you to go ask that one question. I always tell you ask, what's your self-talk? Thank you for watching. Uh-oh.